Well, Chris, I'm always out looking to talk to entrepreneurs that have come up with incredible concepts, and uh, what you're doing up here seems like a lot of fun, and what a great business model. So, can you tell me, how did you get the passion for car racing?
I was always passionate about cars since my childhood. I was always playing with like little Ferraris when I was a child, and I was racing RC cars when I was a teenager. Then after I worked, so I got a lot. I lost a little bit of practicing the passion, but when I was able to get back to it, I was able to buy my first exotic car. It was a Ferrari. And then after a while of driving the car on the road, you're like, maybe I should try it on the racetrack, and because that's kind of the next step. You're not limited to speed limits and all. And then after a while, you start driving on the track. You want to get some lessons to know to drive better, to improve your skills. So then I bought a race car, and then I got private instruction for that car. And then at the end, I started racing. I did my first race in France several years ago, and then I moved to the US in Los Angeles, and I created Fast Toys, which is all around fun stuff and fun cars around the track. And so I started racing. I did the Ferrari Challenge for 3 years in the US. I was even able to finish third in the US Championship. So I had a pretty successful time here. And then when I created Fast Toys, it was all about having fun on the track and around nice cars. So basically today we are offering two kind of services. We organize track days where people can bring their own car to the track and drive it, like some of them are doing today.
Okay.
And also for people who don't have the car or want to drive something a little bit more adapted for the racetrack, we rent race cars like this one, like this Audi. And so they basically don't have to do anything and to bring anything. They bring their little person and give them everything they need to drive on the track. We do the track support. Even if they don't have the fire suit or the helmet, we provide everything to them. So the idea is to have fun, and if they want to go further in skills, I would say, we could also provide driving coaching. And also, we just did a racing school where you could get your racing license to really race.
To become a professional.
Well, not professional, but professional. And people are already confused with this.
Yeah.
A professional race car driver is a guy who's getting paid to race. In the race car or the race world, most of the drivers are paying to race.
Yeah.
Meaning you have to pay for your car, you have to pay for for the entry fee and all this, for the consumables like the tires, the gas, and all this. So most of the people are not professional. Professional is the guy who's only driving the car and he's paid.
He's getting paid to drive the car.
Yeah. So
now this business model you came up with, very unique. Did you copy this model, or is this something you came up with?
it's something that's always based on something else. The idea is I didn't want to appeal to the mass. I just wanted to create something more catered to high-end users and high-end players, where they could come with their exotic car, not getting scared by getting hit by some other cars around them. And so that's why our events are smaller than some of our competitors, because some events, some track organizer, they bring like 120 cars like during one day. So it's like kind of traffic jam on the racetrack, and there's a lot of risk and incidents that could happen. In our events, we always cater to smaller groups. We usually limit to up to 40, but we rarely have between 20 and 30 cars on the track per day, and that's what we like, because people can enjoy their day a lot more than having like an event where they have like 120 cars on the track. That means like 4 or 5 run groups. So you have like a super tight schedule where you alternate driving, and it's not that convenient. I like when it's much more comfortable as a participant. That's what my participants are liking about our event. It's a lot more casual, a lot more easygoing, and I don't have the stress having like too many cars around them.
Right. When you came up with this business model, you started putting it into use. Was it hard to get it going, or were you able to go out and find people to become members right away?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was not easy, and it's a very seasonal business first, because what we offer excitement, entertainment,
Sure, yeah.
and it's always something that everybody wants to do, but first they need to find the time to do it, then they need the money to do it,
Right.
and there's always a good reason not to do it,
Sure.
or bad reason not to do it. When I came to America, I didn't know anybody here, so I needed to build my customer base, and yeah, obviously it took a few years to get a good attendance and to get a good customer base that I
Sure.
have my repeated events every year.
How did you get people to start joining in? I mean, you had
Well,
just friends mostly?
not really. You go to a lot of car events. You advertise. We did a lot of promotional stuff in the beginning. We went to a lot of car events until your name start to to climb the ladder, and people start to see you. So today we have like probably a base of 5,000 people who are following us, customers. So yeah, that's every time we're doing an event, we have the material.
I'm sure you get once everybody invites, hey, come see this, then it goes from there. Where do you want to go with this? You want to be nationwide, or are you happy being Southern California based and that's all I want to do?
Nationwide wouldn't be a bad idea, but we would do only if we could franchise it or license it, because it's a kind of a local business. You need a head that direct and manage the business where it is. So if you would have like some manager who's able to manage, let's say, the Florida section, then yes, I mean it would be great. I think it would work more as a licensee or as a franchisee type of deal, rather than just opening nationwide with just branches.
Sure. Now, did you obviously you've done something prior to this? What was your previous career as an entrepreneur?
Basically, I always was an entrepreneur. Even before that, my main career was in the telecom business. I created a telecom carrier back in France, and I created it in 1999, and I sold it in 2013. That's where I created Fastos in 2013 to
a little bit of money to spend, huh?
To enjoy.
How am I going to do it? Expensive cars on the track.
To enjoy your work. It's more like a hobby today, but that's what I like. I mean,
so you built a company first. Now you're building this. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about these cars. You got an Audi sitting here. Can you give me an idea of do you just buy the base model and then you just completely
what people don't realize when they drive on the track, or when they want to drive on the track, is most of the time, well, it's not most of the time, every time, the race cars, the purpose-built race cars, are always better and more suited for the racetrack rather than a street car. We always usually start with a street car because that's the car we have. when I say street car, it's street legal car.
Sure.
So it could be a sport car, an exotic car, or even a normal car. But of course, the more sporty, the better. But at Fast Toys, I consider for many reasons. Safety-wise, for me, is the biggest advantage.
Sure.
Safety-wise, the race cars are way better than their street legal versions because they have a roll cage, they have all those safety features in the car, so that makes the experience way more safe. And also, the car is performing a lot better than a street legal car. So, for those reasons, that's why we only have race cars in our fleet that we offer for rent for people. But a lot of guys here today, for instance, drive their own exotic car or a sports car, and that's fine too. But when you start driving a race car, you don't want to come back to any street legal car.
I think it would be hard, right, to get into
Very hard. It's very
your
hard.
Volkswagen after driving this. You go,
Yeah.
wait a second, this is really sluggish.
But even driving, I mean, this is the base of that car is an
Yeah.
Audi RS3, so
Right.
Audi A3, but it performs and handles a lot better than the street legal version.
Mhm.
So it feels like a complete different car.
Yeah.
So that's why it's night and day. It's two different worlds.
Oh yeah. But what an experience it is to get into something like this and drive.
Yes, people enjoy it a lot when they get behind a race car, or even getting a ride along in a race car with a professional driver driving it. They have the time of their life because they feel something that they never felt on a street legal car.
Well, yeah. And you better know how to handle all this horsepower because
Well, yeah.
you know the guys I go motorcycle riding, so we go on Mulholland Drive, Malibu, and these guys would come around the corner with these cars, and they're just about out of control because it's not what they're used to. There's so much power and so little.
Yeah, that's why I don't like pushing people driving fast on the roads, on the public roads. For me, if you want to drive fast, go on the track. It's way safer.
Yeah.
The tracks are made to go fast, and the roads, of course, it's easier to get
Sure.
access to, but it's also way more dangerous.
Right.
I always tell people, and they always surprise with this, but I always feel safer driving fast on the racetrack than
Sure.
driving normally on the road,
Yeah.
because on the road there's so much more hazards.
So let me go back to your entrepreneurship. Where did that come from? Are your parents? Is one of your parents an entrepreneur?
Well, my father he was working for himself. He was a dental prothetist. He was making the teeth for the dentist.
All right, so you're going to notice we lost our cool backdrop. That's a shame, but I guess the race waits for nobody, right?
Yeah, that's right. The guy's on the track, and he preferred to enjoy the car on the track than rather on the lot.
Exactly. And you guys are going to like seeing the cars that are out there now. It's a whole new team out there. They're going very fast right now. What's the max speed these guys will go?
Well, depending on the car, I would say 160, 165 would be the max speed on the straight. But it's all about cornering speed, so nobody's really watching what they do on the straight. But the cornering speed is what gives the most adrenaline.
Right. Oh yeah. All right. I want to get back to the price of the cars. So you're saying that, and I didn't know this. I thought so. Each manufacturer has a race. I don't know race division, but you have to call and make your specifications. I want this car. This is what I'm going to do with it.
Yeah, I mean not all the manufacturers, but some of the manufacturers have a race division, and you can basically order a race car version of the street legal one. Like let's say that car, the Audi RS3 LMS TCR that we have, is based from the street version, which is the Audi RS3. But it was made by Audi just to go on the racetrack. So never got licensed to be driven on the road, and it was built with all the specification for the racetrack and for the race series that it's intended to participate.
Now, and I'm sure I'm going to have to hold on tight. How much is this car compared to the street car?
Well, this car brand new is around $260,000, whereas the street version, the street legal one, is around $110,000.
It's almost overdone.
Yeah.
How once you order your car, how long does it take you
And
to
the
get
worst thing, actually,
worse
is
than the price?
because when you buy a car for 110, like the street version one, the car is warranted usually for 3 years. A race car is warranted for 0 days.
Of course, of course. How long does it take you to get the car once you order it? How long till you get delivery?
Depends their trend of building the cars. Like I would say, usually it's about 6 months.
Right, not long. You pick color, everything just like a regular car?
Yeah, but the color doesn't really matter too much because sponsors or the colors that the competitor wants to. So usually, most of the cars are wrapped with special livery and stuff.
All right, well, Chris, thank you for taking the time to do this. What an interesting company you started here. It's really something. Now, how can people find you? Let's say they want to come out and race. How do they? Who do they reach out to?
The best thing is our website, because if you go on our website, which is fasttoysclub.com, you can see basically all our range of services, like the track days when you bring your own car, or the race car rentals that we offer. You've got the prices, you've got all the details, you've got videos, pictures. So it's pretty extensive, and you can see pretty much what you're going to experience.
All right, Chris, thank you very much for taking the time to do this today. And for those of you watching, make sure you give us a like. If you haven't done so, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you check out Fast Toys Club.